What is up, everybody? Picking beans. Want to see? Jason's running the cart and the semi, which is better than the last 2 days I've been running the combine, the cart, and the semi. So it's nice when I have help out here. And Mrs. G has been helping every chance she can get away from work and on the weekends. We've been hammering away on beans. It's been like freaking Groundhog's Day or what. I mean, like the exact same weather every day for the last week and a half. Hot and dry. These beans are, by 1 in the afternoon, they're down to 9.5% moisture, which is not what I want, but it's been great to be able to hammer out as many beans as we've gotten done. There's only like 15 or 20 acres left in this field, and then I've only got one more field of beans, a 65 acre field, so we'll be into that today and get that finished up tomorrow and get switched to corn. The elevator's taking in corn already. It's, what is it today, the 3rd of October? They're already taking in 15% moisture corn. It's crazy. But I'll take it. I would rather not pay them to drive my corn, so I'll call that a win. The bean yields have been, nothing spectacular for me. Mid-60s is catching most of it. I had one farm go just over 70, but nothing amazing, but just decent, average or a touch above. We've had some breakdowns. If you guys didn't watch the short that I did last weekend of the cleaning fan on the combine here exploding, that was interesting. I'll throw a picture of it in right here. Yeah, when that thing blew up, I mean, it sounded like a grenade went off. I had been having issues getting my sample to clean up. I kept changing settings and it would clear up and be perfect, and then the next round it'd be like a freaking bale of hay in my grain tank, and I kept getting out and messing with settings and trying to figure out what was going on. What was happening is up inside the fan housing, there's like a piece of belting that's riveted in there, and I think it was the rivets were coming loose, and some of the time the air was making its way through, blowing up through the sieves, and the sample would clean up, and then sometimes that belting was blocking that channel of air, so it was just bypassing the air instead of directing it into the, under the sieves. And that belting finally came loose, and I tell you what, whenever an aluminum fan is spinning at 1100 RPM and some random foreign object goes into it, it's not good. But luckily my dealer had the fan in stock. We were running by noon the next day. We had it all put back together, so that was no big deal. Poor Steiger, Mrs. G was running the cart the other day, and she pulled up to Andrew to dump in the semi, and she's folding the auger, pulling the hydraulic remote, and Andrew is waving his arms at her. hydraulic hose on the grain cart blew, and it was just hosing oil all over the entire front of the grain cart. So 7.5 gallons got sprayed on the front of the grain cart. And then last night when Jason got out here to help me, I had him move the Steiger and the grain cart to where we're at right now, and it's about a 45-minute tractor drive from where the cart was at. He no sooner than pulled into this field, turned into the field, and all of a sudden he lost all steering. It blew one of the main steering hydraulic hoses. Thank God it made it to the field and not on the road, because it wouldn't steer at all. It blew it big time. So the whole center of the Steiger got hosed with another 5 gallons of oil last night. This morning I made up a hose and we got that fixed. But yeah, she could use a bath. The 4430 John Deere, I'll throw a clip in here of us running the auger, filling a bin. The very first day of using it, if you haven't watched the videos of me and Mrs. G cleaning that thing up and buffing it all out beautiful, it lasted about an hour before it blew one of the fuel injector return line boots, and by the time Jason saw it, yeah, it had hosed the whole side of the engine down, the hood, the windshield with diesel, so it doesn't look as pretty as it did anymore either. The old single stack Mac over there has been running just fine and dandy. I really like that truck. Maybe I'll get Jason to take a clip unloading at the elevator with that. But, nope, it's still looking good and running good. I'll bring you back when we have something else to talk about. Oh yeah, I forgot. When the fan exploded on this, we counted all the blades, what was left of them, and we knew we were missing one blade. So we looked out in the field where it blew up. We looked in the sieve area, couldn't find it. So when I went to fire the combine up for the first time after we put the new fan in, I told Andrew and Jason to stand back. I fired it up and it was making one hell of a racket in the clean grain elevator housing, and that blade had jammed itself up in there so tight. We were prying on it, we had a come along hook to it, you name it. Finally Andrew got his little arms up in there and got it out. So I forgot he sent me a clip of him patting himself on the back. But appreciate it, Andrew. So we'll throw that clip here.
What is up, everybody? This is not Ryan Gleddy. This is his friend Andrew, his auctioneer buddy. Ryan's right there in the combine. A little bean action today after the big major repair. I'd like to tell all YouTubers out that I was the one that got the last piece out, and we're able to go today. Got my short little arms up in there and grabbed that blade from the aluminum fan, got it out of the clean grain elevator, and since I've showed up, no other problems have happened. Or knock on wood. It's going good. Catch up you later.
Well, it's the next day. The last field of beans I had, late maturity beans, and there was just too many green pods, so we pulled out of there and switched to corn. Mrs. G is rocking the grain cart today. The amount of tar spot in this corn is just unbelievable. I mean, it is just like a cloud of black as you're going across the field. We had to go to the dealer to pick up my corn head because they've had it for the last friggin' month and a half or whatever, putting this contraption on it because I have a pretty decent amount of down corn this year, so had the reel put on. But this thing's kind of a pain in the ass when you're combining standing corn, because it's like right at my eye level. I don't know. Hopefully it helps pick up the down corn, but it's like October 4th today, I think, in northern Illinois, and this corn is 14.8%. It's insane. At least I'm not paying any drying. And we're dumping this right in the bin on this farm, so that's cool. Seems to be yielding all right. Kind of like everybody else is saying, it's definitely lower than last year's corn yield from what I've seen so far out here. It doesn't take long to fill up the cart. Going almost 5 miles an hour. Even if when I crank it up to 5 miles an hour, I'm still only at like 80% engine load because this stuff is so dry and it shells like nothing. We ended up having to swap the concaves out this morning to all round bar concaves because we were getting rotor loss. All the leaves are still on here. You're full, Mrs. G. All the leaves are still on. Pull, please. Yeah, sure. I don't see Jason coming. All the leaves are still on the plant. The plant's completely dead and the leaves are like feathers. So it was having a hard time separating the grain from all the mog, I think you call it, material other than grain, because there's so much material coming in that the corn couldn't fall through the concaves fast enough. So we put all round bars in it, and that has helped drastically, but my header loss is just unbelievable. I messed with the deck plates. I've slowed the speed down on how fast the head's running, but I guess that's kind of the trade-off. You're doing 18-20% corn that don't have head loss. The leaves, when they still have green in them, they normally go through easier. But you got to pay a drying bill. So what scares me is I got a whole lot of corn to do. This is my first field, and if it's 14.8, it's going to be the moisture when we get through all of it. These two bends I get to use. Jason's hauling with the semi to town. What is going to be the overrun that won't fit in these two bends, but I'm going to pull him off of that soon so he can just sit and babysit the auger. spot a wagon there. Mrs. G just can run back and forth and works out pretty good.
Hi guys, day one of corn. We are lucky enough to be right in our backyard. I'll show you in a second. It's beautiful out. It's about 90 degrees in October, kind of strange. There's Mr. G ahead of me, and we're literally in our backyard. I don't know if we can see from here. There's the shop and house right over there. Knock on wood. Let's just keep this weekend going good. It's supposed to be beautiful for the next, all the way through Monday night, I believe. So, gives us 3 full good days.
Well, we've taken a hell of a dent out of this field today. It's about 5 o'clock. There's right at 50 acres left in this field for us to finish up tomorrow and then move on to the next. Alright guys, sun's bright. Thanks for watching. As always, comment, like, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Have a good one.